Hey guys, welcome to the first tutorial on this channel. This one's going to be about taking macro photos with the Nifty-Fifty. So normally when you think about a 50mm lens, you're not really going to be thinking about macro photography. But there is a little trick that you can do that'll make it so that this lens can be a great macro lens. So I'm going to be demonstrating all the techniques and showing you guys how to do it and whatnot on this Canon XTI right here. I am going to be shooting the pictures in this video actually on my Canon T6i, but since I don't have two of those, the demonstrations will be done on this guy. I'll assume for this that you guys already kind of know about how to put on a lens. Like you take this body and this lens and you line up the red dots on the two of them and then you click them together like this. You just twist it on and then you're good to go. So those things are pretty standard, but this method is a little bit different, and it definitely does help for this if you have one of these like UV filters on your lens. So they'll just screw on and they look like this. And so what you're going to want to do to get started with this is you're going to want to push the little button, take the lens off, flip the lens around so that the metal side is facing the outside, and put the front of your lens with the UV filter into the body of your camera like this. I don't know why this works, but it does. So you go like this with your lens, and then there's no autofocus anymore, there's no automatic aperture change. Well, there's some exposure control, but you have a lot less control over what you're going to see through the lens. So in order to focus, since it's only like a certain kind of manual focus for this, you have to move closer to or farther away from your subject. So now how do we do it? What you're going to want to do, like I said earlier, take the lens off, flip it around, put it backwards, and then you're going to want to find a subject. Your subject can be anything you want, big or small. If it's big, you're only going to get a very small part of it. So what you're going to want to do is always be holding this lens in with at least 2 fingers, like this. Ideally, you'll have 4 on it, but at least 2 all the time because it's not held in by anything. So as many as you need to keep it secure. Can't say I'm responsible for anything you do. If you drop this lens or anything like that and it breaks, make sure you're holding this thing securely. Definitely use your LCD screen because it's a lot harder to do this through the viewfinder. So be using your LCD screen if you can. You're going to want to find your focus point by moving closer to or farther away from your subject like we said. So it's going to look something like this. You're going to move closer to it. If it's not quite there, you're going to move farther away. You're going to just see where it ends up. And once you've got your focus where you want it, just fire away with that shutter button and you're good to go. You've got yourself a macro photo from a not so traditionally macro lens. Normally, the pictures you get out of this lens look like this. But then if you were to take a picture of the exact same thing, but with the lens flipped around like this, it will look like this. And that difference is just insane. That's a phenomenal difference. I'll show them again for a little bit longer this time. The regular 50mm looks like this, and the macro shot with the 50mm lens looks like this. So if you're looking to get yourself a macro lens but you don't have the money to get a macro lens, because they tend to run pretty expensive just like normally camera lenses do, definitely pick up one of these Nifty-Fifties because it's only $125, which is a fantastic deal for a camera lens. And even if you're not going to use it for macro photography, this thing is an absolute beast. Alright, so that is one way to do this. With the Nifty-Fifty, you can get good macro shots, but I actually prefer a different way that I found completely on my own, just experimenting after I've learned about the Nifty-Fifty trick. Is I busted out my old Minolta MD mount lens, which is a 50, also prime, you know, the whole shebang. But the cool thing about this lens is that instead of everything being automatic, everything is manual. So you've got this little button right here, I guess not button, little lever or switch, which you can actually adjust the aperture with manually, which is fantastic for this because if you pop this on here, like we did with the 50, and then get this right here so that you can adjust your aperture while you're shooting, it gives you a lot more control over your image, and you'll be able to get more of it or less of it in focus. You'll be able to let in more light or take more light out. it really just opens up your possibilities a heck of a lot more. I would say that this is better for macro like this, but it is definitely not better for taking your just everyday image. It's going to be a lot less sharp, a lot less clear. You can definitely tell it's an older lens when you shoot regular photos with this lens. But as a macro lens, it's great. I'll leave links to both of these products in the description. Neither of them will be affiliate links, but they'll be down there for you guys to use if you want to use them. I highly recommend the Nifty-Fifty. It's an amazing lens. You cannot go wrong with it. And then this guy, if you're looking to just do macro photography or like a more vintage looking 50mm photography, this is great too. I will leave a link to these in the description, as well as the 50mm lens from Canon. And with that all said, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. If you're looking to see more videos like this, more tutorials from me, definitely subscribe right here. And if you would like to see a couple of my older videos, which are not quite so great, they're over here ready for you to watch them if you want to. If not, don't. You're not missing too much. Hopefully though, in the future, my videos will have a very much higher quality aspect to them, and they're just going to get better and better. So subscribe, hang out. I'll see you guys in a couple days. So there is actually one thing that I forgot to mention during the video, and that is once this channel, as far away as this may be, gets to 10,000 subscribers, I'm going to be giving one of these away. So make sure you subscribe so we can get there a little bit faster, and I'll see you next time.